Right, welcome back, guys, and welcome to the next mission. So this one is, what's the date on this? 3rd of January 1944, so let's have a quick look. And so they actually flew this, the 381st flew this on the 5th of January, so a couple of days out, and it's a slightly different target as well. So 5th of January 1944, 381st Bomber Group, they targeted Kiel. I think, no, so actually I tell a lie, I'm looking at the wrong date. 1st of January, sorry, they bombed Kiel. So yes, it's a couple of days out of date, but that's just the way the game works. So they bombed the submarine pens, I think. Submarine pens, and I'm just having a read of it now. Seaports, yeah, so basically the submarine pens and the ports in Kiel. Now, unfortunately, the game doesn't have a target here, so I can't really do much. I could just try and drop some bombs on it, but probably won't register any damage. So I've just gone for the nearest next target, which is actually an oil production facility down here in Haida. So it's not too far away, but obviously the completely wrong or different type of target. You've got a couple of other targets similar, Wilhelmshaven, and you've got Hamburg. But, I mean, these are missions that will probably come up eventually. So I'm just going to leave these alone and just target this one here. So this one should be quite straightforward. It's mainly outside the fighter defences. Only maybe 1 or 2 fighter defences to think about. A couple of flak zones as well. Nothing too bad. No other targets. In terms of the bombers that we're going to take, a lot of the newbies on this one. So we've got your wife's leading it because she's pretty experienced now. You know, she's been in and out of people. No, that's the wrong expression. Been in and out of Germany a few times. I was going to say a few people have been in and out of her, but maybe that's the wrong expression as well. So she's leading it. And then we got, who else we got? Anxious Angel, they're on the 3rd mission, Bride of Mars. Anxious Angel on the 4th mission, Bride of Mars. He's on the 3rd, Annie's on their 4th. Gutty Sark's on their 2nd, and Winged Victory's on their 2nd as well, I think. So yeah, some of the newbies, I'm trying to get their experience up a little bit more compared to the other ones, just so when we start doing the deeper missions, which is coming up, we have slightly more autonomous crew. These are going to be the bombs, the 500-pound bombs and incendiary bombs for that. So there's the mission. The next mission after this is Tours. So we've been to Tours already, but we bombed the aircraft factory. So that's been bombed, but the actual mission on the 5th of January, which is what I was looking at a second ago, is the bomber school. So it's an airbase. So that was what was bombed on the 5th of January. So that's what I was going to do next, which will be on the 6th, according to the game, how the dates work. But yeah, so the next one will be Tours. So that one's going to be a bit more interesting. It's going to be a bit more hard work, I think, going in and out that way. So that's the next one. Let's have a quick look at the brief, and let's crack on with the mission. Let's have a quick look at the targets. So sort of, again, west to east sort of footage. So the sort of bombing run's going to be in an easterly direction. That should hopefully cover most of this target with the bombs. Probably reduce the spread of the bombs down a little bit, maybe, I don't know, 0.35, 0.4 of a millisecond to drop the bombs. There we go. So that's the only target. Fighter escorts 2 P-47s, yeah. Very high priority, so yeah, actually the game wants us to do this one. So we'll do this, and let's see if we can do it. So there we go, let's crack on. Right, bit of weather. It's looking quite, yeah, what's that? 6, 7 tenths. Start the mission.
Start engines.
Right, date finally updated, so there we go. Right, let's get on with this. Get in the air and let's crack on with it.
Open right. Ignition to both.
Right, just coming up to the sort of decision point now, just to get the weather. So hopefully the radio officer there, he is good. No fighters yet, which is also a good thing. Maybe a lot of cloud cover, maybe they haven't quite seen us yet. So sneaking into Germany, so may get away with not having to deal with too many fighters on this one, should be good. Let's have a look and see what the weather is, what the weather's like. Lovely. Right, let's have a look. Cloudy of 8/10, yeah, so it's pretty cloudy, as sort of expected. Looks like that way out of the window. Somebody phoning me. Okay about that. I've also dropped the altitude down because it's so cloudy. I've dropped it down to 18,000 feet. So we're going from 28,000 feet to 18,000 feet. So hopefully that will help get below this cloud layer, this upper sort of this top cloud layer, get below that one, and hopefully that should be make the target a bit more easy to see. So let's just see how we get on with that one. Right, here come the fighters then. Oh, I can't get you. Come on. Got you. Got you. Go on, get them. Yeah, there's a couple. Can't remember what bomber. I mean, I'm not the lead bomber, but one of the other bombers. Try and get the gunner's accuracy up a little bit. Right, here's the other lot. So I can't quite reach him. There he is, getting good hits. Good, a couple of hits there. Looks like a couple of fighters downed. I'm sure the little friends will be doing their job. Right, approaching the bomb run now. So I got down to 18,000 feet. That's good. One bomber smoking, but everybody else looks pretty good. High squadron looks good. Lower squadron looks good. Little friends have taken care of a lot of the fighters, so we're not doing too badly. Still a few fighters around. Certainly doing a decent job of trying to deter us. We're still pressing on. So now roughly got to fly about a 090 degree heading, and then as long as I get that heading, it should be more or less there. We can see the targets more or less bang slap in the middle of Hyder there. We can see Hyder over there. We can see the little green bit here. So it's going to be in the middle here, underneath this cloud somewhere. So somewhere to the right of this green section here. Let's get on the Bombardier station. Didn't change the interval, never mind, that's okay. Let's see if we can find this target. Train line there, I suspect it's somewhere near the train line. I suspect it's somewhere around there. Let's have a quick look at the map, see if we can get any clues. Yeah, there's the train line, so I bet the train line goes to it, so as long as we can pick up the train line, we're probably good. Probably somewhere around here. Should be able to see it in a second. Can't quite see it yet, but it's somewhere under the clouds. Still can't see anything. It's here somewhere. Is this it? No, I don't think so. I thought that might have been it, but I don't think it is. Very difficult one to spot, this target. Ah, I think that could be it. There we go. Just about seen it. Just about see it through the clouds. Oh, I never thought I was going to spot that. Drift needs to be amended a little bit. A bit better, a bit more straighter. Drift seems to be as correct as about 3.5, 3.6 degrees to the right. A tiny bit more. Staying a bit more earlier than that. That should be a bit better. Roughly aiming in the middle of the target. Our last minute corrections. Good, I think that'd be good. So what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sticks of bombs. Looks like all the other bombers have dropped their bombs nicely. And we were aiming pretty much right there. That was the aim point, so hopefully the spreader bombs will start about those sort of tanks there and just sort of move their way through. Cool. There we go. Now, there's obviously a fighter. I think, was that fighters? I'm not too sure that was. Lots of random explosions. Lots of random explosions. Yeah. Anyway, the target seems to be destroyed. I'm not too sure what all these explosions were. Was that bombs? Maybe it looks like it was bombs. Yeah, maybe there's a line of bombs. Maybe somebody dropped their bombs slightly off target. Not sure what happened there. But we certainly managed to get most of the bombs on target, which is good. So we can sort out these last remaining fighters. A couple of smoking bombers. Alright, let's see if we can egress out of here. Okay, just egressing out the target area now. Most bombers seem to be okay. Doesn't seem to be any injuries. No fuel leaks as well, which is good. So it's just a quick in and out, like your wife likes. And drop the bombs. This is the only bomb that suffered a bit of damage. It's the Katisak, I believe it is. Engine 4 is just running a little bit rough. So yeah, we're just going to sort of nurse this one back. But we're going to sort of climb up to a higher altitude. Hopefully this be they're better keep up with us for most of the journey, and we'll get back to base and see how debrief goes. But all in all, I think that was a relatively decent, quick mission, just to get the bombers a bit more experienced. Looks like there's good bombs on target as well, and doesn't look like there's going to be too much damage or too many injuries to the crews either. So all in all, that should be a pretty successful mission, and we'll get these back to base and look at the debrief, and then we can crack on the next one. Right, so just got back over England now. All the bombers have got back apart from the Cutty Sark. They're not back yet. Annoyingly, because their number 4 engine was running a little bit rough. We climbed back to sort of 29,000 feet and they just struggled to keep up. And annoyingly, the AI pilot or computer took control to basically leave the formation, which they could have kept up. Had we been sort of 27, 28,000 feet, they would have kept up with us, no problems. But they've actually dropped out of formation. So they're now over the middle of the sort of North Sea, with barely any land to be seen, and they're sort of slowly heading back to England. I'm hoping they're going to make it back, because they haven't got a lot of fuel left, so they're sort of slowly coming back to the coast. I can always ditch them in one of these airfields if I really, really need to, if the fuel gets low. But I'm hoping they're just going to make their way back, and then I can sort themselves out, and they can get back to my bases, at least back in England. But at the minute they're sort of over here in the middle of nowhere, so they're okay. There's a little bit of fuel. I think all the injuries have been sorted. I don't think there's any more injuries, maybe 1 or 2 we've had. That's about it. But apart from that, we're looking good. Should get all the bombers back to base, more or less. And we can then have a look at the debrief. Right, we're just with the Cutty Sark now, so we're just still a little bit far off the coast and sort of heading in the wrong directions. They're sort of slowly coming round, so sort of slowly heading back towards the English coast. However, the fuel is getting a little bit serious, so I've just balanced a bit of fuel or transferred some. So engine 2 and 3 are the engines that are working well. And if we look at sort of engine tank 3, we're getting down to sort of almost below 50 gallons now, so it's going to run out of fuel pretty soon, probably before we get to the coast. And I think I've just transferred it from the wrong tank as well, but we can sort that out in a minute. So I've transferred fuel from tank 4 to 2, so now we've got about 100 gallons in both of those tanks. Well, let's say it goes 100 gallons in tank 4. Now we can see we've got about just around 100 gallons in tank 2 as well. So now what we want to do is we want to transfer maybe about another 100 gallons from tank 1 to tank 3. So we want 200 gallons in tank 1, so now we want about another 100 gallons in tank 3 to get this back to sort of pretty much balanced. So I'm just going to sort of show you how you do that, because tank 3 is getting pretty low, less than 50 gallons now. Let's do this. You go to the top turret station, you go to his instrument view, and then you press space to go down to the bottom one. So now what we want to do is we want to go from, if I just remember this, tank 1, tank 3, I'm just going to double check this because I've already forgotten what it was. So, sorry, yeah, so it's from tank 1 into tank 3, that's what I need to do. So 1 to 3, so just got to remember this. Get this wrong and you sort of run out of fuel or you put it in the wrong place. So 1 to 3, let's go back to him. So that's tank 1 into tank 3. We want to transfer to the right, so we press the right mouse button and then that goes across. I'm going to do about maybe 5 seconds, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then just stop it, and then we just go back and have a look to see how we've done. So there we go. Now we've got just over 100 gallons in tank 1, just over 100 gallons in tank 2, around 100 gallons in tank 3, and around 100 gallons in tank 4. So now the fuel is a lot more balanced. We're burning a lot more in engine 2 and 3 because they're the ones that are running a bit more. But so they're burning through the fuel a little bit quicker. But fortunately, now we've balanced the fuel, we've got a bit more to keep us going a bit further. So don't think there'll be any problems getting back to the English coast now. They're still a little bit wayward, but we're going to sort of try and find one of these bases, either one of these. We can either drop into one of the fighter bases or maybe get back to Ridgewell. But so we're keeping an eye on that. But I can always just drop them off in one of here, and then they can basically just land there. They should be absolutely fine. Not too sure what the debrief will say about that in terms of what happens to the bomber, but we can come back to it later on the debrief. But that's just how you balance the fuel. So that's quite an important thing to do, especially when you've got bombers going off all over the place and dropping down low level when they probably shouldn't have done in the first place. But there we go, let's get the rest of the bombers on the ground and let's look at the debrief. Right, here we are, we're back with the cutting start then. So fuel's getting very, very, very low. So I'm not 100%, we've only got just over 50 gallons in 2 and 3, which are the main engines at the minute. I could probably balance a bit more fuel, but that'd probably be at the expense of losing engine 1 and 4, which I don't really want to do. So we're just near an airbase, a fighter airbase, that's just off our left hand side, which you should be able to see. There we go, and it looks like it's got a nice long enough runway, probably a steel plated strip as well. So we're just going to put the cutty sart down here, just because I think it would be better to get it on the ground, and at least then you might be able to use the aircraft again versus crash landing, and then you sort of lose the crew. I don't really want to ditch, but I don't really know how this is going to pan out. I don't know if they're going to qualify it as a lost aircraft or not, so we have to see what happens to this, because in reality, if you just ditch the aircraft at a friendly airbase, I'm sure you'll be able to get it fixed, fly it out again, and then go back to your base, and it'll still be fine. So not really sure how it's going to sort of measure this in terms of the debrief, whether it's going to consider it a lost aircraft or what. I mean, the crew should be fine, they should be alive at least, but we'll see how it goes, and we'll see what happens in this debrief. But yeah, I think we're running out a bit of fuel now, not got much fuel left to get back to Ridgewell. One thing I would wish they do is I wish they would stop every time you go from the internal view to the external view, stop it automatically going. It's like the computer controlled, because it just sort of snap it away sometimes. Probably have to shut down the engines manually on this one, because I think if I don't shut them down manually, it'll probably try and take off again, which is not what I'm trying to achieve. So not the longest bit of runway, but it's okay. Lots of grass around. Try and touch down as early on the runway as possible. So I'm sure they would have known the radio frequencies for all of this as well. I've been able to speak to the control tower, tell them they were going to arrive. Yeah, I was going to turn off to the right or the left, but right, there we go. So not sure where that's going to go. See what happens to it and see how that sort of appears on the mission brief. So if any like that, it's actually to a stand now. It doesn't look like it's heading off in any particular direction. We'll follow it, and let's have a quick look at the debrief. Lovely, here we are. So here's the debrief. So have a quick look at this. So what does it say? So yeah, 1 bomber lost, missing, not really totally destroyed. They'll only be fine to shut down. That's good. Only 1 minor sort of wound, flesh wounds. So that's pretty good. There you go, good damage. And so there we go. Oh, it's Ak Annie. We lost, force landed in friendly territory. I thought it was the other one, but no, Ak Annie we lost. They're on the 4th mission. And they force landed in the friendly territory, which is fine, but they're still active. So all the crew are still alive, which is the main thing. I'm not too sure what's going to happen to this bomber. They may replace it. So this crew, was it Thornell? I might take a photo of that because I'm going to forget their names otherwise. Yeah, hopefully they'll still be active, and maybe just given another bomber. So although they may be another bomber to add to the list, I think all these crew should be fine. So that's good, nothing else to say. Let's have a quick look, see what they've done, if they've given it another bomber. Yes, they have. So they've replaced Ak Annie with Old Ironside. So is that the same crew? Crew information, let's have a quick look. Right, so well, they're going to be number 6, I think. Yeah, so Thornell, Yeah, this is it. This is Ak Annie's crew by the looks of it. Thornell, McCarty, Sowowski. Sowowski will be the pilots. Yeah, there we go. So good. So we've changed the bomber name effectively. So they've obviously left Ak Annie where they found it. But yeah, so this is the crew of Ak Annie now on this aircraft, Old Ironsides. So that's okay. Not a major issue. At least the crew are safe, and I'm sure let's do something with the bomber later on. So that's it, guys. That's that mission. The next mission now. So I think we said. Let's have a quick look. So I've got the mission guide here. So that was Kiel. The next mission was done on the 5th of January, was to Tours, and again this mission here was to the bomber school, I think, which is actually the airfield. So we're going to go this one. We've hit the aircraft factory before, but now we're going to hit the bomber school. So that's what they did, of course, in real life, and that was done on the 5th of January. This is the 6th, just because of the date, how they works. But apart from that, that's good. Mission after that, what are we doing after that one? I think it's somewhere we've been before. Yeah, it's back to Ludwigshafen. So after this one, it's back over here, which we've already done this. But we're going to go back. So we're going to go back down to Ludwigshafen. I think we hit the chemical factory last time, so we're going to have a look at the rubber factory and have a look at that. So yeah, another deep mission effectively after this one. And then after that, it gets even worse, I think. What do they do? Osnabrück, I think. Yeah, so this one's going to be this is going to be a deep mission. However, after that one, we're doing Osnabrück, which is even further, which is up here. So yeah, this is Osnabrück up here, I believe. Or was it Oschersleben? Maybe Oschersleben. Yeah, Oschersleben. Sorry, this is the target next one. So even a deep one. Yeah, Osnabrück's up here somewhere, I think. So yeah, this one's going to be a deep mission, and then we got another deep mission here. So see lots of enemy fighter bases. So I think this next mission is going to be really, really tough. So I want to sort of try and reserve the best crews, the most experienced crews for this one, because I think that's going to be worthwhile for the sort of the fighter cover. But yeah, that one's going to be an interesting one. I'll be very, very happy if we get some bombers back from that one, because I think that was actually in reality a very, very costly mission for them. Yeah, I'm just reading 8 aircraft was lost from this operation in real life, so I think this one's going to be a really, really tricky target when we do that. But first off, Tours, then Ludwigshafen again, and then we'll be looking at that. So enjoy that one, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheerio.